What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up. Listen to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, before I begin, I would like to give a shout out to Lulu Lisa. It's a YouTube channel. This is what this shirt is, the Lulu Lisa channel shirt. The back has got, it's a nice little design, you know what I'm saying? Check out her channel if you want to get the tarot, the tarot love grow, you know what I mean? You like that type of stuff, it's pretty good. She got mad compared to what I got. She got mad subscribers. She's doing it right. I'm not, but you know, I'm me. Who, whatever. But anyway, today is about this. What is going on in the world? Okay, first I want to address some of the fanboys, the Xbots, if you will, or the Xbox fans, the dedicated Xbox fans. They're out here crying. I'm so disappointed. Oh man, I woke up to the news. Oh my gosh, I'm mad. First I'm mad, and then I'm mad. I'm like, yo, why? What? Patience is a virtue, okay? Now, if you're paying attention, but it doesn't seem like a lot of these fanboys are paying attention. The Xbots, the Xbox fans, they're not paying attention. They're not paying attention because Sony does the same thing. They delay until it's red day. Except for GT7, they didn't delay that. They were just like, yeah, push that garbage out because we can't even fix it. No matter how many times we delay it, just garbage. But besides that, Last of Us Part 2, delayed. Everything else delayed. God of War, I will predict this right now. God of War Ragnarok, delayed. And I bet you this is what happened. I bet you that somebody, because remember, everybody's always talking to everybody. There's spies, there's espionage, there's all kind of things happening behind the scenes in these big corporations. You got moles, you got leakers, you got all this stuff, right? Information going back and forth. So somebody at Microsoft got wind that God of War Ragnarok would be delayed till next year. Now, usually what Sony does is they put their big bangers in the beginning spring, the first quarter of the year. I don't know what their fiscal year is, but January to spring. That part, that's where all the bangers, if you're paying attention, that's where all the bangers come out. Also, they have no competition. That's why they're bangers, because, there's nothing else out. So, of course, that's going to be the best game. Except this last spring, when Elden Ring smacked Horizon Forbidden West. You see what happens there? And Microsoft saw that. It's like, hold up. Why should we rush? We should just take our time, son. We Microsoft, we got all these games coming out. This is 2 games and a plethora of games coming out. I know they're supposed to be coming out, but so they saw what happened to Horizon Forbidden West. Arguably the biggest banger in Sony's arsenal, right? Besides God of War Ragnarok, right? That was it, because GT7 was garbage trash. It was like, oops, that was bad, right? And Elden Ring, a Dark Souls knockoff, open world. It's not a knockoff because the same company made it, but literally an open world Dark Souls game knocked it just smack Horizon Forbidden West. And so Microsoft saw that and said, so if we delay our game until, I don't know, the spring sometime when God of War Ragnarok is actually going to come out, I think it's going to happen again. I think because you look at Starfield, right? And you look at God of War Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok is like, it's not open. I mean, it's like you look at Skyrim versus whatever. Skyrim is still, they sold so many copies of Skyrim. It's undeniable. The DNA is there. God of War 2018 was good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's good. But is it as good as Starfield will be? I'm looking at both games, and I'm going to be real. Starfield is more interesting to me. A, sci-fi. B, God of War Ragnarok is just glorified DLC. It's just glorified DLC. It's glorified add-on content. It's a glorified expansion. David Jaffe said it. Not me. David Jaffe said it. The man who created God of War said it. Starfield, brand new IP. Brand new everything, son. It's like, I mean, you know, the engine. It's a little bit better engine. But look, I'm like, yo, the hype for all around speaking, the hype for Starfield versus God of War Ragnarok or whatever else, Starfield got it. Also, I think that's the main reason why it was delayed. Also, it probably wasn't ready. Who knows? They probably want it to be pristine and perfect and as little bugs as possible. Of course, when any game releases, there are always bugs, no matter how long you delay it. But, you know, you give it another 6 months or so, boom, good to go. So let's read this from Bethesda, also Redfall, but whatever. Bethesda said, we've made a decision to delay the launches of Redfall and Starfield to the first half of 2023. Vague, right? Because they have to figure they're looking for God of War to drop some dates so they can be like, oh, that's what's up. Okay, we go and launch maybe a week before. No, they're gonna launch after. Like God of War will come out. They'll give them a week to sell some stuff. And then Starfield's gonna come out and shut it down, just like Horizon Forbidden West. Anyway, the teams at Arcane Austin, Redfall, and Bethesda Game Studios, Starfield, have incredible ambitions for their games. And we want to ensure that you receive the best, most polished version of them. You see, this is what Sony has been doing for years. They delayed their games, Nobody cries. I mean, there may be a little bit of tears or whatever, but nobody's blowing up the spot like they are now because, oh, Xbox got no games. Oh, there's no exclusives for this fall, blah, 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 right? But Sony does it all the time. So now what's happening? People are paying attention over at Microsoft, over at Xbox. They're like, yo, why should we let Sony have the first half of the... Why should we allow them to be successful? You know, this is war, son. We're going to put our bangers versus their bangers, and we're going to see what's up. Because we saw, once again, what Elden Ring did to Horizon Forbidden West. And it was a shame. I was sitting there laughing my ass off because I'm like, how did Elden Ring smack Aloy just down to the dirt, into the sand, under the ocean with the little crocodile, you know, dinosaur creatures, robot, wow, how did this happen? What is going on in the industry where Elden Ring can smack down Horizon Forbidden West? And if that happens, a third party FromSoft game, okay, From Software, you know that Starfield is gonna smack God of War, because I've said this before, Sony games, those third-person single-player narrative games, they're one note. People want more. They want that open world. They want the ability to be like, yo, I'm gonna be a pirate this time. Play the whole game through as a pirate. Then be like, you know what? I'm gonna be a space cop. That's what I'm gonna do. Play the whole game. You can't do that in God of War Ragnarok. You gotta be like, I gotta be Kratos. I can't be pirate Kratos. I can't be police officer space Kratos. I have to be Kratos. However they wrote, however Cory Barlog wrote it, that's how I have to play it. And that's limiting. You talk about choice. There's no choice in Sony games. You play what they make. You play the story that they have created. Is it good? Who knows? That's subjective. But there's no choice in those games. You gotta follow the path. So let me finish reading this. But does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. We want to thank everyone for the excitement for Redfall and Starfield. That energy is a huge part of what inspires us, all of us, every day, and drives our own excitement for what we are creating. We can't wait to share the first deep dive in the gameplay for both Redfall and Starfield soon. Thank you for your support. All right, so they're probably going to show some gameplay at the E3 June 12th. Oh, that's like next month. Maybe that's exactly a month from. Maybe they'll show that. Who knows? But getting out ahead of E3 or whatever they're gonna call the Xbox Bethesda showcase is good. That way, you know, oh, people are disappointed. I want to jump through the internet and smack freaking Dealer and freaking Dirt Griggity and all them fools who being, I'm so sad. Although Dirt Griggity was like, I was mad and then I was disappointed. Man, look, I'm not disappointed. I got stuff to do. I'm busy. There's plenty of games to play. You go cry in the corner, Xbots. Well, I'm gonna be like, oh, all right, it's delayed. Shoot, I got other games to play, and it's gonna be better when it comes out. Good. I see no negatives here, unless you wanna, you know, have fuel for your war. And look, I participate in it for fun, but I'm not. Look, people could call me an Xbot if they want to, but seriously, nah. This ain't that serious. It's not. The delay, I'm like, thank you. Delay it again. Delay it some more, because, like I said, I would rather it be chef's kiss than hot garbage for the other side, the Ponies and the Donkey Unicorns, to have fuel for. Look at this trash, Game Pass trash, you know? They can't say that when it comes out and it's destroying God of War, Ragnarok, smack. Y'all playing DLC. I'm just saying. You know, so that's it, and that's all for the most part. It's just, I mean, like, look, if y'all want to be babies about it and be disappointed, go ahead. Go ahead, be disappointed. Go ahead, cry in your Cheerios. But I'm not shedding a tear. Only tear I'll shed is of joyness and relief. Joyous tears of relief that Microsoft is actually paying attention, and they hear what the ponies have been neighing about all these years. Oh, quality, quality. And how do you get the quality? You take that time and you take that money. And that's both things that Microsoft can afford. And boom. Meanwhile, last thing, there was a journalist or somebody who said, I would like Sony to have more games and shorter so that they can be better and come out sooner. And everybody jumped on him for that. Like, no, don't do that. Make them long and 5 years to make a game because quality. And meanwhile, oh my gosh, who was it? The CFO of PlayStation was like, we don't want to put them in a service, our first party games, because they will diminish the quality. I was like, oh my gosh, they drinking their own Kool-Aid, son. That's not even close to being right. They're like, it feels so arrogant of them to say stuff like that. I'm like, really? That's okay. I mean, I know you just want to sell units, but you correlating the quality of a game to a service makes no sense. If you have 1 billion subscribers to a service, are you going to be like, nah, we're not going to put it in there. We just want to make unit sales. Instead of getting 1 billion subs a month and being like, well, I guess 1 billion subs kind of pays for the production of a game. They don't look at it that way. I don't understand. I mean, that's an exaggerated number. Obviously, 1 billion subs is like crazy, right? But still, that's something that is attainable eventually if your stuff is good enough. I mean, 1 billion people have smartphones, whether it's Apple or Android. More than 1 billion, obviously. More than 1 billion people have PCs. Not max. I'm not too sure what the number is on. Maybe 1 billion, sure. But it's short-sightedness, and maybe it's, like I said, I've said it before, it's the old guard, it's the old school way of thinking, you know. We got to sell units and sell consoles to sell units and all that stuff, but, you know, times are changing, and they're not changing. And eventually they will, but will it be too late for Sony when they decide to, oh, shoot, we should change? I know they're trying to make little roads into, so they are able to change if they need to in the future, which is whatever the game PS Plus garbage is now. That's like, oh, so they could just add day one, you know, day and date games one day, so it's set up so they can do it when they actually eventually do it, because the pressure's gonna be too big and they're gonna get left behind, you know. And I mean, there's other numbers. Sony lost subs, Sony lost a lot of stuff when it comes to, they're like, oh, because the pandemic and everybody was staying at home, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, sure, but we'll see. Appreciate y'all hanging out, like and subscribe, blah, 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 blah. got more stuff coming. Don't you worry about it. Sabba dabba, and yeah, stop crying, Xbots and your Cheerios. Patience is a virtue. I'm ashamed to be an Xbox fan. I'm ashamed to like y'all. I don't like y'all no more. It's one of those days I'm like, why? I'ma just be alone, and I'ma mix blue and green together and have teal, and that's my color. Forget blue, forget green. Forget red. What's red plus blue plus green? It's probably brown or something. I'm brown. And I'm brown. Brown's my color, the brown box. That doesn't sound right. Tilt away.